Chris Marek and Amy Roloff's love story has been one of second chances, resilience, and finding happiness after heartbreak. But just when it seemed like their fairy tale marriage was solid, a shocking rumor has surfaced, and it could change everything. Whispers of a hidden $300,000 debt tied to Chris Marek have left fans stunned. Could this secret financial storm destroy not only Chris's stability, but also Amy's sense of security in their new life together? The whispers are growing louder, and the questions are impossible to ignore. Is Amy standing beside a man whose financial past is about to unravel their future? Or is this story being blown out of proportion by speculation and rumor? What we do know is that the Roloff family has faced its share of public scandals, but this one feels different. This one strikes directly at Amy's fresh start, and at the very foundation of the life she's built since walking away from Matt and the farm. In tonight's deep dive, we'll uncover how this alleged debt came to light, the timeline of Chris and Amy's financial journey, and the shocking ways fans believe this could impact the Roloff legacy. From whispers of bankruptcy to fears of foreclosure, to the emotional toll it may take on Amy, nothing is off the table. Stay tuned, because by the end of this investigation, you'll see why so many fans are saying this could be the most explosive revelation the Roloffs have faced yet. Hello viewers, welcome back to my channel. For Roloff family latest news update, please subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon. Amy Roloff's life after her divorce from Matt was, for many fans, the beginning of a new chapter filled with hope, healing, and second chances. After decades of ups and downs, heartbreaks, and public scrutiny, Amy found herself walking into a new love story with Chris Marek. Their relationship quickly became the fairy tale that viewers of Little People, Big World wanted to believe in. Chris wasn't just another partner. He was portrayed as the calm, steady presence Amy had been missing for years. Where Matt was business-minded, always focused on projects and deals, Chris seemed to bring warmth, companionship, and a sense of ease. Viewers admired the way he supported Amy, whether it was helping her host events, standing by her during family disagreements, or simply showing affection in ways fans rarely saw during her marriage to Matt. To the outside world, Chris Marek embodied the perfect second chance. Loyal, caring, attentive, and importantly stable. He was a successful real estate agent who seemed financially secure and well-established. Amy herself often praised his ability to bring balance into her life. Fans looked at them and thought, finally, Amy has the partner she deserves. But behind this fairy tale image, cracks have started to appear. And with recent revelations, those cracks have turned into something much darker and harder to ignore. Reports have surfaced pointing to Chris hiding a shocking truth, a hidden debt of over $300,000. The man fans believe to be stable and financially solid may have been living with a secret that could devastate not only his future, but Amy's as well. Suddenly, questions swirl. How could a man who appeared so secure be carrying such a massive burden? Why wasn't this revealed earlier? And more importantly, what does this mean for the life he and Amy are building together? It's a jarring contrast. The picture-perfect couple fans admired versus the reality of financial instability lurking beneath the surface. What looked like a fairy tale marriage could now be heading into dangerous territory. The suspense lies not just in the debt itself, but in what it reveals about trust, transparency, and the fragility of the Roloff family's new chapter. The shocking whispers surrounding Chris Marek's finances have now taken center stage, and the number attached to his name has left fans reeling, a staggering $300,000 in debt. But where does this debt allegedly come from? What decisions led Chris, a man who presented himself as financially steady, to such a precarious place? Some sources point to business dealings gone wrong. Chris built his career in real estate, a world known for its high rewards but equally high risks. It's possible that properties didn't sell as quickly as expected or investments backfired, leaving him carrying loans that snowballed into massive obligations. Others whisper about personal investments, ventures outside of real estate that may have drained money faster than he could recover it. And then there are darker suggestions of mismanagement, poor financial planning, overspending, or simply living beyond his means. Regardless of where it comes from, a debt this size is not something easily brushed aside. $300,000 isn't just a number, it's a shadow that looms over every decision, every purchase, every dream for the future. And in marriage, debt doesn't just belong to one partner, it weighs down both. For Amy, who has already lived through decades of complicated financial battles with Matt, this revelation could feel like history repeating itself. Fans are now asking, can love survive when trust and financial stability are in question? Money is one of the leading causes of stress in marriages, and the idea that Amy may have walked into this without knowing the full truth has left many viewers worried, even angry. On social media, reactions have been fierce. Some fans feel betrayed, saying Chris presented himself as the safe option for Amy after her rocky past with Matt. Others expressed disappointment, questioning why Chris didn't come forward with full transparency before proposing. And then there are those who feel genuine worry for Amy, fearing she might be pulled into a financial storm that could erode the happiness she worked so hard to rebuild. The speculation doesn't end there. A burning question keeps surfacing. Did Amy know? Was she aware of this alleged debt before walking down the aisle, or did Chris keep it hidden, fearing it might scare her away? If Amy knew, fans argue, then perhaps she believed love was worth more than money. But if she didn't, then this revelation could shake the very foundation of their marriage. For now, the details remain murky, but one thing is certain, this debt, real or rumored, has already changed the way fans see Chris and his role in Amy's life. Amy Roloff's journey since her divorce from Matt has been anything but simple. When the marriage ended, she faced a storm of challenges that were not only emotional but also financial. Fans of Little People, Big World remember vividly how Amy had to rebuild her life from the ground up. She moved off Roloff Farms, the very place she had called home for decades, and found herself starting over later in life. Purchasing a new home, creating new routines, and maintaining her small businesses like Amy Roloff's Little Kitchen and her motivational speaking efforts were all part of her fight to reclaim her independence. But the rumor of Chris Marek's alleged $300,000 debt casts a long shadow over all that hard work. For Amy, who already knows the sting of financial strain, this could be devastating. After her divorce, she received a buyout from Roloff Farms, but much of that went into securing her new home and maintaining her stability. Fans worry that if Chris's debt is real, Amy could once again find herself in a precarious financial position, something she has fought so hard to escape. Emotionally, this revelation could shake her deeply. Amy has always worn her heart on her sleeve. She has spoken openly about her struggles with self-worth, confidence, and the painful aftermath of her divorce from Matt. To now face the possibility that her second marriage, the one that was supposed to bring her peace and stability, is entangled with such a financial burden is heartbreaking. Viewers can't help but wonder, will Amy ever catch a break? Fans online are already voicing empathy. Many have said they don't want to see Amy dragged through another painful chapter after everything she endured with Matt. To them, Amy represents resilience, a woman who fought her way back to happiness after heartbreak. They fear that if Chris's debt becomes Amy's problem, it could undo years of emotional and financial healing. There's also the question of Amy's future dreams. She's poured her energy into her home, her family traditions, her charity work, and her small business ventures. But debt of this size could threaten all of that. Could Amy's hard-earned independence be at risk? Would she have to downsize, give up her projects, or even re-enter financial negotiations she thought she left behind with her divorce? For fans, the thought is almost unbearable. Amy, who finally found love and security, could once again be staring down uncertainty. Whether or not she knew about Chris's alleged debt before marrying him is another pressing question, one that cuts to the heart of trust, transparency, and love. When shocking news like Chris Marek's alleged $300,000 hidden debt comes to light, it's not just a private matter between him and Amy. It inevitably ripples through the entire Roloff family. Fans know by now that this family has been through more than its fair share of drama, but money, loyalty, and trust are issues that can cut deeper than almost anything else. So how might Zach, Jeremy, Molly, and Jacob be reacting to this financial bombshell? Starting with Zach, he has always been the child most closely tied to Amy, especially during her post-divorce years. Viewers saw Zach lean on Amy and Amy lean on him as she adjusted to single life and later remarried. But if Zach believes Chris has jeopardized his mom's stability, it could cause major friction. Zach has never been one to hold back his opinions, and his loyalty to Amy might push him to openly criticize Chris. On the other hand, Zach also knows the importance of keeping family matters private. He may quietly distance himself from Chris without starting a public war. Then there's Jeremy, who has long had a strained relationship with the family dynamic after leaving Little People, Big World. Jeremy and his wife Audrey have built a brand around self-sufficiency and financial independence. If Jeremy views Chris's situation as reckless or irresponsible, he may use this as validation of his own lifestyle choices. While he may sympathize with Amy, fans suspect Jeremy might keep his distance, not wanting to be tied to drama that could harm his carefully curated image. Molly, the most private of the Roloff siblings, rarely makes public statements about family conflicts. But behind the scenes, she has always been known to be supportive of her mom. Molly might quietly encourage Amy, reminding her that this challenge doesn't define her marriage. Yet, even Molly could feel concern about how this financial burden could impact Amy's long-term security. Jacob, the youngest, has often been the outspoken critic of family drama and reality TV exploitation. He might take a more sympathetic stance toward Chris, viewing debt as a common struggle that doesn't make someone a villain. Still, Jacob's protective streak when it comes to Amy could leave him questioning whether Chris has been fully transparent. Fans could imagine Jacob urging Amy to prioritize her independence, ensuring she doesn't get dragged down financially. But perhaps the most interesting reaction fans are speculating about is from Matt Roloff himself. Would Matt see Chris's struggles as an opportunity to gloat, proof that Amy made the wrong choice in remarrying? Or would he step in, extending a hand to his ex-wife in a rare show of support? Matt is no stranger to financial battles, having faced lawsuits and controversies of his own. Some fans think he may use this against Amy, consciously or not, especially given their history of disagreements over the farm and family legacy. Others, however, wonder if Matt's softer side, the part of him that once built a life with Amy, might quietly hope she weathers the storm without losing everything. This situation, no matter how it unfolds, could deepen family tensions. Imagine the atmosphere at future holidays, Thanksgiving dinners, Christmas gatherings, birthdays. If Chris's financial troubles become a source of embarrassment or division, it could drive wedges not only between Amy and her kids, but also between siblings who already struggle to remain united. And then, of course, there's the question of the show itself. Will producers highlight this storyline, adding to the drama, or will the family try to shield it from public view? Either way, the Roloffs are once again standing at a crossroads where personal struggles threaten to reshape their legacy. The moment news of Chris's alleged $300,000 debt hit the spotlight, fans of Little People, Big World had one immediate reaction: protect Amy Roloff at all costs. Over the years, Amy has become a symbol of resilience, the woman who walked away from a painful divorce, rebuilt her life, and found happiness again. For many, the idea that her new husband may be dragging her into financial chaos feels like an insult to everything she's worked so hard to rebuild. Social media lit up with comments of support, with fans promising they'll always stand with Amy. Some wrote that Amy has already been through enough heartache and doesn't deserve yet another battle. To them, Amy is more than just a TV personality. She's a survivor whose vulnerability and honesty have inspired viewers for decades. These fans vow that if Chris's financial baggage threatens her, they'll be there to rally behind her. But not everyone sees it that way. A portion of the audience has already begun questioning Chris's intentions. Some accuse him of using Amy, suggesting that the marriage was never truly about love, but about access to her name, her brand, and perhaps even her finances. While there's no concrete evidence of manipulation, speculation alone is enough to create cracks in the couple's carefully maintained image. And that image matters. TLC has built years of content around Amy finding her second chance at happiness, a storyline that resonated with fans worldwide. The network now faces a major decision: ignore this storm entirely, or lean into it and craft a new chapter of drama for little people, big world? After all, financial scandals have long been fodder for reality television, and adding this twist could keep ratings alive for another season. Yet this choice comes with risk. If TLC portrays Chris as the man who brought chaos into Amy's world, the couple's happy newlyweds storyline could collapse. Viewers may no longer buy into the image of the smiling pair enjoying wine nights and quiet getaways. Instead, every scene could be overshadowed by whispers of debt, betrayal, and uncertainty. The big question is whether Amy and Chris can survive not just the debt itself, but the scrutiny and judgment that come with being reality TV stars living under a microscope. Looking ahead, several possibilities stand before Amy and Chris. In one version of the future, Chris takes full responsibility for his debt. He works tirelessly, managing his businesses, cutting expenses, and ensuring that Amy's life remains untouched by his financial troubles. This path could preserve the couple's relationship, showing fans that Chris is committed to protecting Amy from any fallout. But in another, more troubling version, Amy finds herself pulled into the storm. Whether through joint accounts, shared investments, or emotional strain, the weight of $300,000 could become her burden too. For a woman who fought hard to gain independence after her divorce, the thought of slipping back into financial insecurity would be devastating. And if that stress begins to strain the marriage, fans may see cracks in the foundation of a love story once believed to be unshakable. There is, of course, a third path. One where Amy and Chris face the scandal hand in hand. They acknowledge the debt, confront the criticism, and show the world that their love is stronger than money. This narrative could flip the script entirely, transforming a financial disaster into a story of resilience and unity. In this version, instead of being defined by scandal, Amy and Chris become an example of how couples weather storms together. The truth is, no one knows which path they will take. But one haunting question lingers for both the Roloff family and their fans. Can love really survive a financial storm of this magnitude? As we bring this story to a close, one thing is clear. The revelation of Chris Marek's hidden $300,000 debt has left fans stunned, and the Roloff family's future clouded in uncertainty. What was once seen as Amy's fairy tale second chance at love has now been shaken by financial strain, doubt, and unanswered questions. Yet, through it all, Amy Roloff's resilience shines. Fans know she has weathered heartbreak before, from her painful divorce to leaving behind the Roloff farm, and she has always found a way to move forward with courage. Now, supporters across the world are rooting for Amy, hoping she doesn't lose the happiness she fought so hard to create. In the end, this debt isn't just about numbers. It's about trust, survival, and whether love can endure when tested by the harsh realities of life. Fans are left wondering, will this hidden storm tear Amy and Chris apart, or will they face it together and come out stronger? In the end, what was supposed to be a new beginning for Amy Roloff and Chris Marek has turned into a battle for stability, trust, and survival. A hidden $300,000 debt has raised more questions than answers, shaking fans and loved ones alike. Will this debt destroy everything Amy has worked so hard to rebuild, or will Chris and Amy find a way to rise above the storm together? With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.